y'all. I'm Karen Morgan, and this is the Purple Bike Podcast. Hey everybody, today we're going to talk about the year 2006. In 2006, I was doing some comedy show and still hanging out with 3 little kids, but 2 of them were now going to school and 1 of them was in preschool, so I was almost to the point of being able to complete a thought. Some cool stuff happened in 2006. Google bought YouTube for $1.65 billion. Just some babysitting money they had laying around. The first Blu-ray discs were released. The first titles that came out were 50 First Dates, The Fifth Element, Hitch, House of Flying Daggers, I don't know that one, Underworld, Evolution, and The Terminator, which was pretty appropriate for a Blu-ray disc. In 2006, the Winter Olympics were held in Turin, Italy. We had a lot of gold medals that year for the U.S. that included Julia Mancuso and Ted Ligety in alpine skiing. We had Shaun White and Hannah Teeter in snowboarding. And then we had Seth Westcott, who is from right here in Maine. He won his first gold that year in men's snowboard cross. And I will tell you, Seth Westcott is one really nice dude. The number 1 song on the pop charts of 2006 was Bad Day by Daniel Powter. He had a pretty good day that year because it stayed number 1 almost the whole year. We also had songs by Natasha Bedingfield. Gnarls Barkley.
Does that make me crazy? Does that make me crazy? Does that make me crazy?
Justin Timberlake with Timbaland.
Sexy back, yeah. The mother boys don't know how to act, yeah. I'm thinking special, what's behind your back, yeah. So turn around and I'll pick up the slack, yeah. Take up to the bridge, dirty babe. You see these shackles, baby, on this slave. Anyone.
Snow Patrol.
If I lay here, if I just lay here, would you lie with me and just forget the world?
And KT Tunstall.
The big black car said, look this way. He said, hey, that day, will you marry me? But I said, no. I said, no, you're not the one for me. No. I said, no, you're not the one for me.
There were some good TV shows that debuted in 2006. My first 2 are kids shows because I was still watching a fair amount of those. We had It's a Big, Big World, which was on PBS. It's a Big, Big World was created by Mitchell Kriegman, who actually created Bear in the Big Blue House, which was a Muppet television series. It's a Big, Big World revolved around a group of animals that lived in a world tree in the rainforest. And the main character and the host of the show was Snook, and he was a sloth. Yay. We also had Veggie Tales, which was a TV show that originated as a video series, first back in 1993 on VHS, then later on DVD. The TV show ran from 2006 to 2009 on NBC. Veggie Tales was created by Phil Vischer and Mike Nawrocki. When they were first designing Veggie Tales, they actually started with a candy bar, an animated candy bar. But Phil Vischer's wife said maybe we should have some characters that promote healthier eating habits. habits. So they went back and designed the characters as fruits and vegetables. We had Larry the cucumber, Bob the tomato, Archibald asparagus, and Pa grape. Now, our family was the lucky owner of a CD called Silly Songs with Larry. It had VeggieTale songs like The Pirates Who Don't Do Anything, The Dance of the Cucumber, and the Hairbrush Song.
Our curtain opens as Larry, having just finished his morning bath, is searching for his hairbrush. Having no success, Larry cries out,
"Oh, where is my hairbrush? Oh, where is my hairbrush? Oh, where, 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 oh, where is my hairbrush?"
They were actually kind of fun in the car, but only for the first 1,000 times you heard it. Some grown-up shows that debuted in 2006 were Live at Gotham. This premiered on Comedy Central and was a stand-up comedy show taped at the Gotham Comedy Club in New York. I appeared on Live at Gotham, but it was a few years later. And in 2006, we got the debut of 30 Rock, which was created by the wonderful Tina Fey, based on her experiences as the head writer at Saturday Night Live. Now, it was a single-cam comedy series starring Tina Fey, and she had other people with her like Alec Baldwin, Tracy Morgan, Jane Krakowski, Jack McBrayer, who's awesome. 30 Rock originally aired on NBC from 2006 to 2013. 30 Rock won Primetime Emmy Awards for Outstanding Comedy Series in 2007. 2008, and 2009, and it got nominations for every year that it ran. In 2009, the series was nominated for 22 Primetime Emmy Awards, the most in a single year for a comedy series. And over the course of the series, it got nominated for 103 Primetime Emmys. I love Tina Fey, and this was such a great show. Hey, let's talk about the movies of 2006. Number one at the box office that year was Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Man's Chest. This was the second of the Pirates of the Caribbean film series. It was directed by Gore Verbinski, written by Ted Elliott and Terry Rossio, and produced by Jerry Bruckheimer. We had the recurring characters of Jack Sparrow, played by Johnny Depp, Will Turner, played by Orlando Bloom, and Elizabeth Swann, played by Keira Knightley. And in this installment, we also meet Davy Jones, played by Bill Nye. The special effects that made his head and face be an octopus were amazing. Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Man's Chest was shot back-to-back with the third film in the series, which was called At World's End and released in 2007. Dead Man's Chest became the highest-grossing film of 2006, and it was the highest-grossing film distributed by Walt Disney until it got passed by Toy Story 3 in 2010. Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Man's Chest received Academy Award nominations for Best Art Direction, Sound Editing, Sound Mixing, and it won Best Visual Effects. The big Oscar winner for 2006 was The Departed. It won Best Film, it won Best Director for Martin Scorsese, and it won Best Screenplay for William Monahan. The Departed had Leonardo DiCaprio, Matt Damon, Jack Nicholson, Mark Wahlberg, Martin Sheen. It was a great film, but I had a little difficulty with the people who were not native Bostonians who were trying to do the Boston accent. I know this accent well because my husband and his family are from Boston, and some of the people in this film just didn't quite pull it off. You know who you are, Leonardo DiCaprio. Another Oscar winner for 2006 was Little Miss Sunshine, which I loved. Alan Arkin won Best Supporting Actor for his role. Also, Michael Arndt won Best Original Screenplay. Other Oscar winners that year were Forest Whitaker, who won Best Actor for The Last King of Scotland, and Helen Mirren, who won Best Actress for The Queen, and Jennifer Hudson, who won Best Supporting Actress for Dreamgirls. There were a lot of good kids movies in 2006, and I think we saw all of them. We really loved Cars, which was the 7th movie by Pixar, an animated movie about cars. They had Owen Wilson as the voice of Lightning McQueen. Paul Newman was also one of the voices, and this was his last non-documentary role before he passed away. Other great actors actors that also had their voices in Cars were Bonnie Hunt, Larry the Cable Guy as Mater, Tony Shalhoub, Cheech Marin, George Carlin, and Paul Dooley that we talked about in earlier episodes. He played the dad in Breaking Away and in 16 Candles. And in Cars, he was Sarge, who was a 1941 model Jeep. Other kids' movies in 2006 were Ice Age: The Meltdown, the computer animated sequel to Ice Age. We had Nanny McPhee with Emma Thompson, who also wrote the screenplay. It also had Colin Firth and Kelly MacDonald. We had the animated movie Over the Hedge with the voices of Bruce Willis, Gary Shandling, Steve Carell, Wanda Sykes, Eugene Levy, Catherine O'Hara. It was very funny. We had another computer animated kids movie called Open Season. We had Flushed Away by Aardman Animations. And we had Happy Feet, which won the Oscar for Best Animated Film. It had the voices of Elijah Wood, Robin Williams, Brittany Murphy, Hugh Jackman, and Nicole Kidman. I really liked Curious George that had Will Ferrell doing the voice of the man in the yellow hat. It also had an awesome soundtrack by Jack Johnson. I really liked the movie Aragon because I had read the book and I'm a nerd, and not everybody liked it, but I thought it was a cool movie. It was about dragons. And then we had Night at the Museum, which I loved, which this is one of those movies that grown-ups enjoyed just as well. This had a really great cast led by Ben Stiller, who played a night watchman at the American Museum of Natural History in New York, where everything comes to life at nighttime. It was very good, and they had 2 more films after this first one. There were some movies in 2006 that were definitely not for kids, starting with Borat, Cultural Learnings of America for Make Benefit Glorious Nation of Kazakhstan. This was Sacha Baron Cohen's wonderful film, hilarious, not for the faint-hearted, but very hilarious. We had Snakes on a Plane with Samuel L. Jackson. I did not see that movie, and I'm not going to see it because I don't want to be around snakes on a plane. 2006 brought us Casino Royale, which was the first Bond film with Daniel Craig. I really liked a film that year called A Good Year. This was directed by Ridley Scott, written by Mark Klein, and it starred Russell Crowe and Albert Finney. It was just a really sweet movie about a guy who inherits a vineyard in France. I really liked it. It was based on a book, and I've actually been to that area of France, and it is gorgeous. And we had For Your Consideration, which was another Christopher Guest and Eugene Levy film with all the great cast like Christopher Guest and Eugene Levy, Catherine O'Hara, Parker Posey, Jennifer Coolidge, Harry Shearer, Fred Willard, Jane Lynch, Michael McKean, all those guys that do the great movies. Another very funny movie from this very talented team of people. Okay, we're finally getting to my favorite movies from 2006. Gosh, there were a lot of movies that year. Okay, the first one is The Da Vinci Code. It was actually number 2 at the box office. It was directed by Ron Howard. It starred Tom Hanks, and it was based on the wonderful book by Dan Brown. The next of my 3 favorite movies was The Devil Wears Prada, which is awesome, and I still watch it over and over again with Anne Hathaway, Meryl Streep, Emily Blunt, Stanley Tucci. I love this movie, and this movie to me is just why Meryl Streep is the GOAT. And the top of my top 3 movies of 2006 was Talladega Nights, The Ballad of Ricky Bobby. Of course, it was going to be a comedy. This was written and directed by Adam McKay, and it was co-written by Will Ferrell, who's also in the movie, with John C. Reilly and Sacha Baron Cohen. There are a lot of movies in my house that we repeat sound bites from. This one's got to rank right up at the top. Sound bites like, "This sticker is dangerous and inconvenient, but I do love Fig Newtons," or "I'm not sure what to do with my hands," or "The best blessing before a meal from any movie ever."
Dear tiny Jesus, your golden fleece diapers with your tiny little fat balled up fist
He
pawing.
was a man. He had a beard.
Look, I like the baby version the best. Do you hear me? I win the races and I get the money.
Ricky, finish the damn grace.
I like to picture Jesus in a tuxedo T-shirt because it says, like, I want to be formal, but I'm here to party, too. Because I like to party, so I like my Jesus to party.
I like to picture Jesus as a ninja fighting off evil samurai.
I like to think of Jesus, like, with giant eagle's wings and singing lead vocals for Leonard Skinner with, like, an angel band. And I'm in the front row, and I'm hammered drunk.
Hey, Cal, why don't you just shut up?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Dear 8-pound, 6-ounce, newborn infant Jesus, don't even know a word yet. Just a little infant, so cuddly, but still omnipotent. We just thank you for all the races I've won and the $21.2 million. Woo! Woo! Woo!
Ow!
Love that money that I have accrued over this past season. Also due to a binding endorsement contract that stipulates I mention Powerade at each grace. I just want to say that Powerade is delicious, and it cools you off on a hot summer day. And we look forward to Powerade's release of Mystic Mountain Blueberry. Thank you for all your power and your grace, dear baby God. Amen.
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 Let's dig in.
That was a hell of a grace, man. You nailed that like a split hole.
I appreciate that. I'm not going to lie to you. It felt good.
So that was 2006. It was a pretty good year. We were watching a whole lot of kids' movies, and our kids were all learning how to snow ski, and we listened to Larry the Cucumber in the car on the way to the ski mountain every weekend. Join me next time when we talk about the year 2007. That was the year the last Harry Potter book was published. Mr. Bean went on a holiday, and we all saw the first iPhones. Thanks so much for listening, everybody. Y'all have a great day. Hey, this is Karen. I hope you're enjoying the Purple Bike podcast. For more information about the Purple Bike, go to thepurplebike.com, and also make sure to check out my website, which is karenmorgan.com, where you can subscribe to my monthly newsletter that has announcements about upcoming comedy shows, some really cool giveaways, and other fun stuff. So go to karenmorgan.com and sign up today.